Thank you, Brad, and thanks for everyone else for showing up. I think Brad hit the nail on the head when he talked about a day of celebration. I know it's a day for myself personally where I count my blessings and I'm able to reflect on how great it is to be a Bemidji State Beaver and how great it is to be able to coach young women and have an influence in their lives. We brought in 7 players. We may add one possibly at a later date, but we signed 7 today. We're very excited about the 7 we signed. Brought in some great personalities. We have a player from Texas. When she visited last spring, it was a typical cold April Bemidji day, and she still decided to come here, which we were really excited about. So we have some fun personalities that are coming in. One of our GAs got a phone call from one of the club coaches where we recruited a kid, and he was telling Andy about her personality and was talking about how he had to tell this player that she couldn't talk anymore in practice, in a good way. So I think we're bringing in some fun kids, some kids that are going to put some smiles on our faces in trainings, but also some high-level players who are going to add some quality to our program too. We have a city Carney challenge, we call it. We do kind of year-round, where all of our city players kind of play against our more rural or outstate kids. So we kind of we kept that going. I think we added 3 kids from more kind of, I guess, what we call rural areas, and not as much metro. So that's fun. So we're able to kind of keep that tradition going, and we have fun with doing that all year. So that wasn't the point of our recruiting class, but that's kind of the way it played out. I think our class, it kind of shows we spread our wings a little bit in terms of we casted our net a little bit wider the last couple of years, recruiting wise. I think we have 5 different states represented in our recruiting class, and so that's something we're excited about. Minnesota's always going to be our backyard, and we're always going to take care of that, but it's been fun to kind of get out and get some kids from different clubs and different regions. Do you want me to talk about each player individually, or?
If you'd like to highlight each player.
Sonja Barr. She's a goalkeeper from Duluth, East Minnesota. Kind of fitting that we're starting with her because you're spine your team as your goalkeeper. I think as a coach, soccer coach, you always want to be strong up the middle. And she's extremely talented, very quick, very strong. So we got a good one with her for sure. Her dad played baseball for the St. Louis Cardinals, so she comes from an athletic family, and we're excited to have her. Katie Espe, she's from Grand Forks. We've had a few kids over the years from the Grand Forks area. Plays at Red River High School. Nice touch, strong, physical kid. We're also excited about her. Mari Wallestad is our first Maidson kid we've signed. We've watched the 56ers club for quite a few years, and there's always been some quality players, and we've never quite been able to sign a kid out of there, and so Molly's going to be our first from there. When we actually visited Molly a few weeks ago, we were coming back from Chicago, and we swung through, and there was a little bit of a storm going on, and ironically they had a big storm there. I know football had a few guys who were held up with the storm in Chicago today, so it was so bad they couldn't get their NLI over till about, I don't know when it was, noon or something. And when we had stopped there, it was snowing too. We ate at this, by the way, if you go to Madison, Wisconsin, there's this great restaurant called Old Fashioned, and they have the best homemade ice cream you'll ever eat there. We were able to hang out with Molly and her parents there, so that was a good time. We're excited to bring her, and she's a defender. She could play in the middle or outside. Very, very good with striking the ball. She can, play a ball 40, 50, 60 yards kind of thing. So we're excited about her, bringing her in. Annie Glissendorf is our first Sioux Falls kid that we've signed. She's a really technical player, has a nice touch on the ball, very creative. She was actually the first to commit to us, and that's always exciting when that happens. Your first commitment of the year is always special, and that's what Annie was for us. And then Ashley Hensley is from San Antonio, Texas. She's our second player that we've signed out of Texas during my time here. Another pretty athletic, quick player. probably playing the flank for us on the outside, get up and down the line. And then Rachel Scheller is from Maple Grove, Minnesota. We absolutely love the northern suburbs. That's where I grew up. We try to recruit that area very hard. And she was the captain at Maple Grove, very strong player. Played for Wayzata and club, and she's a very, very hard tackler, physical player, but also has a good touch. And then Mari Wallestad from Ramsey, Minnesota, played at Elk River, was a first-team All-State kid there, was an all-tournament team kid for Class AA in the tournament this year. Just a neat kid, tall, very smart player, able to kind of organize a backline well. So that's our class. Any questions?
Coach, it looks like a big emphasis is defense. Was that something that you were going for? And if so, what was the idea of going defense this year?
Yeah, we're right. A lot of the players we signed were more of a defensive mentality. I think we have a lot of returning players who play in attacking positions. So that was one of the reasons, just kind of the way our roster is laid out right now. And then the other piece of it was just it happened. And our philosophy is recruit the best players you possibly can. And if you can give a great defender, great. If you can get a great attacking player, do it. But if you have a roster full of great players, you're going to be great. So part of it was planned, and then part of it was just kind of how it all worked itself out to be.
Hey, what do you think this group will bring as far as defense? What do you like about that?
Well, I think the last year we changed the way we play a little bit. We used to play in a 4-4-2 with outside midfielders who kind of came up and helped the forwards, and we went to a 4-3-3 where we played with more 3 central mids. So really, our outside backs also became outside mids for us. So those type of players have to be a little bit different for us now. They have to be good at going forward, which is like one of our captains, Brandon Duff. She was a forward. In fact, she was our second leading scorer. 2 years ago, we moved her to outside back because we made this change. So, they bring that athleticism to be able to get up and down the line, and then they bring, I think, smarts. I think as a defender, you have to be smart and you have to be, know how to be organized. And then I think they bring skill too. We like to possess the ball and really pass it and possess it. So they bring good skill and good touch too. Other questions?
I'll take it. Building a track record of success here. Third place last year in SIC playoffs last couple of years. How much of a factor is that success playing on recruiting right now?
I think it certainly helps. I think you get more kids interested in you. I think you get more kids to write to you. I think you may, if you're able to do it over time, get more respect within certain clubs, and they're more willing to put your name out there to their kids. So it makes the process easier, but it still is a process. I mean, one of our best recruiting classes we ever had here took place after our first year when we were 4-12. So, like Coach Tesh says, if you're not, it's kind of like recruiting's like shaving. If you're not doing it every day, you get ugly pretty soon. So, it definitely helps, but it doesn't make it easy.
Hey, Coach, with Sam graduating as the goalkeeper, what do you like about Sonja, what she'll bring? Whether she'll start or not, I don't know if you know that, but what do you like about her that could be the goalkeeper of the future?
Well, we have Abby Chunnis coming back, who's been with us for 3 years and is a very, very strong goalkeeper. We have a lot of confidence in her. Our whole team has confidence in her. So certainly, Abby's going to be a leader for us. One of the nice things for Sonja is she has after next season kind of getting her feet wet, pushing Abby. She's going to have 3 years ahead of her. But what do we like about Sonja? We like a lot about Sonja. She's athletic enough where she can make a great save. She could take a ball out of a corner, and she's absolutely fearless. She'll, if there's going to be a collision, she'll run out there. She'll give up her body for the team. She'll get knocked over, knock someone over. So she's gonna have a presence inside the 18-yard box. It's gonna make a forward think twice about sticking their head in for a goal, because it might get knocked off.
Anything else for Coach Stone?
Your staff has grown a little bit with GAs and volunteers even. Did that help you spread that net a little further in the recruiting trail?
Yeah, I think so. I think even over the years, if you have GAs move on, they move on to different places around the country, and you're able to pick up the phone and ask about a kid, or they're able to refer one to you. And I think it gives you another set of eyes, a different, another opinion. So yeah, I do think that has helped, and it's been fun.
Anything else? Good.
All right.
Thanks, Coach Stone.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks.